Do trail ratings really accomplish anything? I know they're meant to give a first time rider some intel on trail characteristics, level of difficulty, and so on, but do they actually do that, or are trails today being built so varied and complex that ratings really end up just being inconsistent, confusing, and misleading? Let's take a look at the situation here in the great Pacific Northwest. Hi, I'm Paul Andrews, and this is another episode of PNWMTB celebrating mountain biking in the Pacific Northwest and beyond. Now, what do we mean by trail ratings? Well, they're those colored symbols that you see on signs at the designated trailhead, and they go green circle, blue square, and black diamond in progressive levels of difficulty. In shorthand, green is easy, blue is intermediate, and black is advanced. I'm not a skier, but my impression is that the trail rating system is based loosely on the downhill ski model, which I don't quite get because skis are on snow, which doesn't throw roots and rocks and mud at you. But again, I'm not a skier. So, trail ratings are assigned typically by trail designers and builders working with land managers. That sounds reasonable, but these guys tend to be advanced riders who never saw a green or blue trail that they really liked. They're in it for the big stuff. They really, really want to build in as much difficulty to trail as they can get away with, which these days is often quite a lot. So much so that just about any trail above easy green has the potential to become black in a hurry. And I think that's where we get into difficulty with rating. Nobody's going to argue much with green. You know, we all know what a green is. Anybody with a mountain bike can ride a green. It's meant for casual riders and beginners, and they generally fill the bill. On the opposite end, you don't find a whole lot of argument over black. And black is kind of a heads up that, yeah, this is going to be a challenge. You may get in over your head. Rider beware. That's why you'll see double black or even triple black ratings, although these gradations in practice tend to get lost on all but the best riders. Still, black says, you might want to think about a full-faced helmet. You might want to think about body armor, pads, elbow pads, knee pads, maybe even torso and back protection, whatever you're willing to go with. Black also says maybe you want a burly bike, long travel, slack angles, big knobs on your tires. And that's all good and fine, but I think where we get into trouble is with blue. At its basic definition, it's meant as a happy medium between easy, which is often too easy for an intermediate or fairly skilled rider, and black, which can, again, pose challenges that a typical rider might not want to take on. Blue riders, a lot of times they just want to get out and kind of enjoy the trail. Maybe there'll be a few little features here and there, but they're not out to set any records. They're not out to do any really really difficult stuff. They're just out for a ride. Unfortunately, trail builders aren't content with merely putting trail together for recreation. They see blue as a stepping stone to black, and so they tend to build in features here and there that would be more appropriate on a black trail, but which, if they're taken slowly or walked around, can go along with a blue trail. And there's merit in that, I guess. Everybody's looking for challenges, and we all like to kind of experiment, but it does kind of undermine the whole concept behind blue, which is, I'm not really here as a test. I just want to enjoy my ride. So here's an example. I was on Tiger Mountain last summer and ran into an unhappy dad with two boys who had just come from Raging River. They'd wanted to ride a new blue trail called Canyon Creek, or CCDH for short. It was rated blue, and they figured it'd be fun. The dad explained, though, that they'd had to give up after the first section and ride the road back down, which is never much fun. Why? Because the blue rating made them feel confident that they could handle the trail, but they couldn't. Now, since then, CCDH has been upgraded to spicy blue, spicy meaning a tick above regular blue, but really spicy. Why not make the trail a basic black trail? Most of the riders in my circles still feel that CCDH is a black trail, and You can start an argument though really fast on Facebook or social media about whether it should be a blue or a black trail. In any case, word did get back to the builders, but understandably, they aren't ready to reclassify a trail once they've made the call. And I'm wondering today if we're going to get the same problem with a new trail on Tiger Mountain. It hasn't been officially named, but it looks like it'll be called extraterrestrial. And it connects on the Preston Railroad Trail with the East Side Dirt Road 7000 below. And the ultimate goal is actually being connecting with the town of Preston. Anyway, this trail is targeted at blue or maybe spicy blue. Although, spicy blue is not actually an official designation. And it's a different kind of spicy than CCDH. CCDH is twisty and technical, really rooty, and it's got drops and a big rock roll and a lot of chunk. And the new Tiger Preston Connector trail is it's fast, it's flowy, it's almost a jump trail. It's got booters and doubles and really gets up to high speed. But the surface is fairly uniform, and you can ride it slow if you want and take it easy, but it's really made to rip. And at speed, I think it'd be advisable to at least think about maybe a full face helmet and pads. Should it be a black? Maybe not. But there ought to be a more nuanced way of rating it than spicy blue, whatever spicy means. Maybe a double blue or both blue and black. There's a couple of other caveats that make ratings a bit dubious in my mind. First, they vary wildly by region. A black trail just about anywhere else is merely blue in British Columbia and may even be green. I mean, green trails in British Columbia have skinnies and bridges and drops and rock rolls. Here in the PNW, we're catching up to BC with our new trails, but most of our blacks still wouldn't make the same grade in BC. And if you go to BC and you ride a black based on the black and wherever you're coming from, you're in for some big surprises. I found in California and Oregon, Idaho, elsewhere, trail ratings just don't give enough info to really provide guidance on whether and how to ride. And, they vary so much depending on where you are. Finally, the ultimate thing that makes ratings pointless in my mind is you only use them once, the first time you ride a trail. After that, you know what the trail is like, and you've mentally rated it according to your very own unique personal rating system. What might make more sense, particularly with all the new trails coming online, is to offer descriptions rather than trying to reduce things to colors and geometric shapes. Maybe, just forget the ratings and describe the trail with a few bullet points, what it's like and what kind of bike and equipment is advisable. You can go on Trail Forks and get this kind of info, and you can ask around on Facebook and social media. But, only a small percentage of riders use these apps. And believe me, when you ask a question on Facebook, you're going to get a million answers. And which one is the right one is pretty unclear most of the time. I'm not saying that first-time riders don't need guidance. We all been out exploring and we stumble across a new trail and we want to know what that trail is like. I just think we need something more nuanced and descriptive than what we've got. But, that's just my 2 cents. What do you think? I'd love to get your feedback and comments or email, or hey, just shout it out to me the next time I see you out on the trail.